How's it going, everybody? This is the Level with You show, episode of 51. I am hosting this week. My name is Anthony Duar, and I am joined today by the Phantom producer, Tyler Hadley.
Hey.
He's above me. And the Dominican Bakugo, Kenny.
What's up? What's up? How's it going, guys?
And last but certainly not least, the man with the plan who's been working harder than ever, Wiley Olmsted, who's now on my left.
Hey,
At least with my
what's
camera.
going on,
It's
everybody?
completely different on stream though.
Perfect.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like I'm down here, man.
Oh, shoot.
I think it's different for everybody.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, I just have you guys squished in the corner on my Discord menu. But if anything, it makes us feel like we're even closer together, even though we are practicing social distancing still. If you didn't know, this is a weekly video game podcast where we talk about, you guessed it, video games.
You nailed it. You nailed it.
What could I say?
Yes.
But yeah, how are you guys? It's been another week. Another week of me sleeping in all day. I don't have a sleep schedule. I go to bed 6 a.m. now. I wake up at 5 p.m. My life's a mess. I'm getting fat. I'm stinky. Usual.
Yeah,
Same.
definitely putting on a few pounds.
I'm just like snacking all the time, I feel like.
Today was
It's
the
hard.
first day that I've still been going on like a jog every day, or most days. Today I didn't because I decided to actually get a bunch of work done.
That's good though. You're doing more than I am. You're walking most days. You're working. That's more than I could say.
Yeah. I've been doing this home delivered meals thing, or Meals on Wheels as most people know it, a couple times a week, and I'm doing that tomorrow again and on Thursday. And
Mhm.
that makes me feel good and gets me out of the house and prevents me from staying up late and destructive behavior. So
Very true.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah.
That's awesome, man. So didn't you just start Meals on Wheels? Is that earlier last week?
So my company where I work, our agency, I should say, they are all about helping the elderly of the community in a myriad of different ways. And one of the departments is the nutrition department, and they're the ones that prepare and distribute the meals. And they've had a huge uptick in people needing meals because their personal care workers aren't working because of coronavirus fears. So what I do is I follow them in my car with like a bunch of frozen meals that they can't fit in their car, and it's supplemental to the meals that they're already getting. And some of them they're only getting the frozen meals. But anyway, it breaks up the day, and
For
my
sure. And
work.
you get out. It's nice to take a drive. Fresh air.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's
Yeah,
been good.
I've been trying to get out and went for a run the other day for the first time, and
Nice.
today, right before the show, I did some Ring Fit adventure.
Yeah. There you go.
I'm gonna try and start getting to more of a routine, either running outside or doing something with Ring Fit or exercises in the backyard or something like that.
For sure. That's
I need to keep myself
definitely
occupied. I made like a coffee table for the basement with some scrap wood yesterday. That was cool.
Oh yeah.
Did you sand it down and stuff, or like how did you make it? You just like, I would have just thrown a hammer in it.
I screwed a bunch of pieces together and made the top and sanded it, stained it, and now I've just been putting coats of polyurethane to finish it off.
Nice.
What a handy
It's a
man.
good project. Yeah, that's a good project.
Try to
be.
Yeah, and Caitlin's got her some vegetables, like little seedlings started. So she's got some sprouts coming up. Getting ready for the garden bed that we put together a few weeks ago. She made the mistake of leaving so for a while, like some of the seedlings like grew like really fast, and they were like outside in the porch area, so the cats couldn't get them. And then she ended up bringing them inside for a little while and put them in the bedroom, but she left the door open one day, and the cats must have got in and just like chewed them up.
Oh god.
Oh my god, those little devils.
Did they eat all the seeds?
I mean, the ones that were sprouted, there was like I think that it was squash. They were kind of like bigger, like sprouts, and like had big leaves on them. They didn't really touch those ones, but I think we had some cauliflower sprouts coming up too, and those are just like super like thin like little stringy things. The cats
Yeah.
just like ate all those.
Damn.
Those little shits.
Yeah.
All I learned from planting, I learned from Stardew Valley. So I'm
Yeah.
just like visualizing the 8-bit cauliflowers and being like, huh, that's gonna be worth some serious cash.
Yeah.
It's gonna be weird. I forget in Stardew Valley, did you have to like Harvest Moon dump them off into a like a box outside your house so the guy would come pick them up and like
Yeah,
sell
that's
them for
exactly
you
what
and get the cash for it?
Mhm.
That's awesome.
Yep.
I do want to
Yeah.
get that, or not get that. I want to start playing that again because I remember that being very relaxing.
It's so good, and it's really so much better than Animal Crossing.
Yeah. Because you can actually play the game. I was talking to Tyler earlier. I don't think I've touched Animal Crossing in like a week.
Yeah,
Yeah, same.
because I'm glad that Elena's getting her money's worth out of that, or my money's worth out of it. But
Mhm.
it's there is a new update coming in a few days, and hopefully that will add some stuff that'll make me want to return. And I'm not totally turned off. I've just been super super into Final Fantasy VII remake.
Hell yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really been wanting to play anything else.
Word. I can approve.
Yeah, that's how I felt with Persona.
Yeah, just getting into it. That's crazy. So you already beat that, that's nuts.
Beat
You just-
Persona Royal.
That is crazy. That's crazy. 'Cause you said,
125 hours.
and you average it out that you had played 6 hours per day
Yeah,
since it came out.
since the
That's
31st. Yeah.
That's
Because I
friggin'
played
wild.
Final Fantasy VII Remake for like 4.5 hours yesterday, and that felt like my longest gaming session in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mhm.
wow.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I think on this past Saturday, Caitlin had gone up to go see, like, drive by one of her friend's house for her birthday. I'm pretty sure I played for like 10 hours that day.
Nice.
Wow.
That's good. When the girl's
There's
away, the
Kenny.
mice will play.
What's up with you, Kenny?
I know you've been playing, Kenny, and I'm very excited to start talking about it.
Well, I've been playing the smorgasbord of things, honestly. Like, I've been everywhere. I've gotten to my 15th win in Warzone.
Nice.
I
In a row.
feel like, at this point in time, I feel like I'm a pro. You know,
Damn.
Dude, sign up.
Okay.
Start looking for a team.
I got 1,000 kills in total, more than 1,000 kills. I got 15 wins. I got my 15th win today, and it's been nuts with that. I did start playing Hearthstone again,
Yeah.
and I was mopping the floor with Anthony the other
Yeah, he
night.
crushed me. He crushed me the other night. Like, no lie. He took my face and just went,
Wow.
he killed me, man. It was good, though. Those were fun matches.
Yo, those were fun matches. Had that one match that was like neck and neck the whole
Mhm.
time.
Was that the Demon Hunter one?
Well, yes, the last Demon Hunter one and my mage against your Demon Hunter one. That was
Yeah.
neck and neck until you went off at the end.
Yeah, when I was able to pull out. Because when you get those, like, Demon Hunter's so OP with the Outcast.
He
as
is.
long as you have those, like, that one legendary when you play whatever card on the side of your hand.
Mhm.
You just
Big
deal 1 damage.
Outcast and like, oh my god.
You
Yeah,
guys
that
doing
was
like draft decks or something?
just some friendlies. Friendlies with basic decks. So that was fun.
Yeah.
I also very randomly decided I was like, let me hop on the Game Pass on my PC and see what I can install that's not on my Xbox One.
Mhm.
I, for the heck of it, installed because it was very point and click. Stranger Things 3, the game.
I was always intrigued. I was intrigued by that back in the summer when that came out. What do you think?
Yep. So boring.
Boring. Okay.
Yeah, so extremely boring.
That's after that TV show, right?
Yeah, it's practically follows.
No, it's another thing called Stranger Things season 3, not related.
Yeah.
To the
I don't know. I never watched it.
It follows the season 3 and kind of adds in filler in between of the story, and I like the 8-bit characters, but it's very bland and boring, like the gameplay wise. So I was like, I'm like, this is getting uninstalled.
Yeah.
I did pre-install Gears Tactics, so I'm excited for that next week.
That comes out on PC or on the Xbox?
PC next Tuesday.
PC first. It will eventually come to Xbox. I don't know if they have a date yet.
I know that this thing's out today, but I don't have the money to buy it. XCOM, Chimera Strike or whatever that's called.
Yeah, brand new XCOM super surprised announcement that we talked about on the show last week.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's got any earlier word of mouth or not, but
Well,
cool
Yeah.
that that just shadow dropped out of nowhere.
That's sweet.
yeah, but today I was like, okay, but I didn't pick it up. Yeah, honestly, between that and painting the game room, as you guys can see,
Yeah, it looks
Looks
good.
nice.
I mean, I'm
Oh,
also the
I have you so
background.
small
Okay,
that
yeah.
I couldn't tell. Oh, cool.
Mainly because you have a lot of light illuminating your room. I can't really, but I do like the
Yeah.
dark walls.
You
that's
guys
what I
been-
was
sorry.
going for, the dark wall, so that everything else pops out of it.
Mm-hmm.
You
It's a
know,
good call.
yeah.
Looks
Yes.
good. Hell
You
yeah.
guys been watching the new Michael Jordan movie or miniseries?
Nope, you guys did though, right? You watched
I watched the first one last night.
Yeah, I watched the first 2 episodes on
When the first dropped,
yesterday. Or
Yeah, I think that's all that's out actually.
yeah,
yeah,
it's 2. I'm not sure how many episodes there are going to be, but
I think it's
every Sunday they're putting out 1 or 2 from here on out.
it's like a 8 to 10 part series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
Which is
didn't
pretty
realize.
cool.
So it's created by ESPN and Netflix. It said. I think like at the beginning of each episode it says it's like a ESPN and Netflix production,
Mhm.
which kind of
Interesting.
like shocked me because ESPN's owned by Disney.
Mm-hmm.
I thought maybe it would have gone on like Disney Plus or something, unless it's like too mature for Disney Plus.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know if they have to separate that. Is it? Was
Well,
it just
I think
like-
what it's gonna go on afterwards is the ESPN Plus. How Wiley was asking,
Mm.
because
Mm.
most of the 30 for 30. This is just one big 30 for 30. That's a 10-part series, but I'm pretty sure it's only gonna get dropped there. You know, on ESPN Plus. I don't see it. I could see it maybe, even though it's a Netflix, done by Netflix as well, but. That's gonna be interesting if it's dropped on Netflix as well. There might be some exclusivity. Let it drop and then ESPN Plus for like 3 months and then onto Netflix afterwards.
Yeah. What'd you think of the first episode, Wiley?
I enjoyed it. It definitely was nostalgic for me. I was a big Jordan fan, and it's funny. I wish I knew where it was, but when I was over at my parents at Easter, they gave me 2 tank tops that I had when I was a kid that they found somewhere. One
Oh, that's
one
awesome.
just says Chicago 23, and the other is Los Angeles, and it has a number 8. So it's like old school Kobe and Jordan
Nice.
stuff that I was wearing 20 years ago.
That's sick.
But yeah, I was pretty drunk when I watched it, so I don't remember a lot of it. But
This is the best way to be.
Hey, man.
That's the best way to watch it, man.
but I thought it was good. I'm definitely gonna keep watching it.
Yeah, definitely. I think I like the second episode better than the first episode. I mean, the first episode really just kind of laid the groundwork for it,
Mm-hmm.
and the second episode actually goes more into like Scottie Pippen as well.
Cody
Which I thought that was interesting.
Scotty being the backbone of that team. I know.
Mm-hmm.
Without Scotty, there'd be no championships.
And how he
That's-
was severely underpaid and undervalued.
Woo!
Was he really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
7 years, a 7-year contract with the Bulls. Think he made $13 million. Am I correct?
Wow.
11 to 13, something like that.
I think it was like 18 million or something.
Something.
But he was the like 117th highest paid player in the league at the time.
Holy
Wow.
shit!
And
That
then
is messed up.
and then when you look at that season, the '96 season, that last championship they won, Scotty led the team in every category except for points per game.
Wow,
Wow.
crazy.
He led the team in assist average, in rebounds, blocks, and steals, but not the points because Jordan had the points.
Mm-hmm. Wow,
He
Yeah,
was second.
it's crazy. It was like crazy to like hear all that in the
that
series.
is crazy.
But
That's
he
wild.
went on to finesse the Rockets and Portland for $70 million afterwards. So he made his money.
Wow.
Okay.
After he left
But
the
yeah,
Bulls.
he didn't retire right away.
Nope.
It is crazy how everything just fell apart, just like the Warriors did this year. After
Well,
Jordan left.
You'd be surprised. Warriors fell apart, but I feel like they're about to have the first #1 draft pick. You know, they trade that away and they get a top pick, and it's a done deal. They can trade that away for a superstar and put that around the core that they have already, and they have
I'm
what?
not saying they can't make a comeback, and I'm just saying that they were like last in the league this year, which was pretty shocking to see.
Oh yeah, definitely after like multiple 4 or 5 finals
Yeah.
appearances.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, those ridiculous injuries. The hand injury to Steph Curry, which was kind of just freakish how it happened.
hmm
Clay was still out with the Achilles tear. The Durant left, so of course he wasn't a main core from the beginning, but he was biggest piece other than Steph Curry.
Of course.
And then I would say the unsung hero that got left, that got traded away, Andre Iguodala. Iguodala for that team.
He was
And
my favorite player on the team for sure.
you know who was my third favorite player on the team? Sean Livingston. He doesn't get a lot of credit. That man's career almost ended after a tragic leg injury.
Right. Oh yeah, I knew about that.
He was able to bounce back from that and practically be the 7th option on a championship team with the Warriors because he was pivotal on coming in off the bench with that second unit. And
I like how we're just a basketball podcast now.
Shoot the hoop.
And with that being said,
Anthony, time to rein us in.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta play basketball. I'm sorry, I'm just sitting over here looking at all the new games that are coming out this week, and by that I mean like one, at least that I'm interested in. Trials of Mana is coming out on Friday, for the Switch and PS4, which is pretty cool. The 24th. I know everybody's really looking forward to Hunting Simulator 2. That's coming out.
That's the brand new Trials of Mana.
Yeah, the remake of it, because it was the original we got ported on the Switch with the Collection of Mana, or digital on PS4 as well.
Right.
And what we were talking about like a month or so, maybe a couple months ago now, was the Wonderful 101 remaster, and that's coming out May 19th.
I was super bummed once you guys started talking about Phantasy Star Online. I immediately went to Game Pass for PC or Xbox for PC, and I tried to find it and it wasn't on there, and then I had to look it up. I'm like, man, it's not coming to PC till next month.
Really? That's wild. I thought they'd have it by now. I mean, it did also just, I think like maybe a couple months ago, release on the Xbox One, and that was something I didn't even know released until I saw it was like an ad before a YouTube video.
Yeah, it's been in Japan for the longest time, since like 2014 or something. But
it's huge over there, so that doesn't surprise me. But that's been a lot of fun. Like when I played it, I know Kenny started playing it. You chose the Brawler? That's the
Brawler. So the Brawler actually is almost like a balanced class. So that one is you can swap between a couple weapon sets. So you have he's able to play he's able to do damage long range, but he's also able to come in close and do some damage up close. So it all depends on like what the situation mitigates. You can switch to some weapons and deal some damage.
That's awesome. Yeah, I
This
chose
is like
the
a 10-year-old game, right? That's now just available in the US for the first time.
Yep, the second, it's like, I don't know, they're calling it Phantasy Star Online 2, because I guess the first one, they've had a bunch of them before, but they kind of went off. I guess they were spin-offs. The first one was on original Dreamcast, and then it got ported to GameCube, original Xbox.
It's like the only GameCube online game.
Exactly. And then there was a bunch that when I got into the series, it was on the PSP. Me and my old buddy from high school used to play them. They had like Phantasy Star Portable 1, it was Portable 2. Then there was one for the original DS that had online functionality for Nintendo Wi-Fi. And then it kind of fell off after that until this was like the newest one that I've heard about.
Yeah, it was sort of surprising to see it at prominently featured at Microsoft's E3 conference last year.
Yeah.
It was like Phantasy Star Online 2 coming to Xbox. It was just sort of out of a left field moment that makes some people happy. They keep trying to appeal to the Japanese audience, and
hey, as long as I get some more anime games on the Xbox, I'll be a happy man.
I agree. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It's definitely it seems like it's a lot more fun with friends, because the environment's it's not like a typical MMO. It's kind of like a more action oriented, rather than you sitting in kind of like hotkeying skills like, oh, press 1, 2, 3. Typical like World of Warcraft orders is you actually can run around, you slash, you dodge.
You have your dodge, and it's like a lot more real time. You got enemies rolling right up into your face.
Yeah, I'm excited to play when we check it out together. I'm excited to do quests, because I haven't done it with a a real person. You can take like a CPU with you, which is kind of cool. So you're not like totally alone.
Okay.
But it's interesting.
Yeah,
I want to play
I think
it.
I just finished the prologue.
Yeah, that's what I went to. I think I did the prologue and then one mission after that, and like I found like a random group because I think if you want to do stuff, they match you up with random people.
Okay.
All right, fine. I'll go buy an Xbox.
I know you feel left out with all that we talk about Game Pass and shit.
It is. I do have to say, Game Pass is probably. I'm really glad I went back and got the subscription to it, and I've been downloading stuff. I think I just downloaded a bunch of. I was talking to Pat the other night, and I downloaded State of Decay
Yeah.
2. I still got to check that out.
Good. It's the Juggernaut edition now. It's
Yeah.
been a big update to it.
So what?
they-
I like that. I put like 20 hours into that when it first dropped.
Is it a single player game? Like what? What
so
about
that
it?
you could play together. Like, so if you have it downloaded, I can install it. We could play it. Technically, Tyler had it installed, and we were playing it out at his house at one point. But like, just trying it out. But that's what we could play together, and it has like a small story to it, right? Right, Wiley?
The one that I played did not, but I'm pretty sure that that's been added to it because it was very basic. It was like it's the zombie apocalypse. You're out. You choose one of 3 sort of archetypes, personality wise. You choose their backstory, and you essentially are just let loose in this small open world. Not very small, but it's very resource management heavy. You gotta your gas runs out of your car very annoyingly quickly. Ammo sources are pretty rare. Permadeath for all your characters. So if you die, you move on to another person in your survivor group.
Wow. And you can switch off between survivors back at your camp, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
That's wild.
Because they get tired or injured and stuff, and they have to rest in the infirmary or
you gotta keep morale up in the camp and things like that.
It
Like
sounds interesting.
Whether they're not that happy or satisfied or even hungry or thirsty, the camp is. If there's not enough food, then the camp can, be like the morale will go down and be like, oh, people are hungry because your food production isn't keeping up with the intake.
Sounds rough.
Yeah, so and then the zombies can be, a little trying to kill. I know me and Tyler were rolling around just killing zombies for an hour one time. But that one did seem like it had a storyline to it, right, Tyler? When we were playing it? Like we were like trying to find our characters, like Dad, who they haven't seen in 20 years.
Yeah. I can't really remember. I know it like randomly populates like the whole world for you and stuff like that with like each new playthrough.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it definitely had like a small storyline, story quest that you were following. You were just moving forward, and it was like, go here and talk to these people about Bob, and then you went to this house and helped them clear out the house of the zombies that were there, and ask about Bob, and they'd be like, "Well, Bob hasn't been here in 3 weeks."
I don't know where Bob is.
Oh yeah, right.
That's nuts. That sounds pretty cool though.
So Kenny, how's your Persona adventure going?
It's going, man. It's going. I feel at the moment I've power leveled a little too much, and I am flying through the casino.
Well,
that's what you always do.
I think I am currently level 54.
Oh, nice.
54 in the casino, and everything just feels too easy.
Yeah, you're inside.
One of the personas that I fused, Anzu.
Yeah,
he has. His agility is so high, so Joker always attacks first, and I practically have almost every affinities, like all attack, medium damage, all attack, like all enemy attack on him. So I almost don't have to switch. I'm like, oh, you're weak against dark. I have this attack here. Don't need to switch my persona. So it's like I'm running through enemies, and I have so many SP recoveries that it's like I'm like being frugal with just using my attacks. I'm like, whatever, go ahead.
Yeah, just go nuts, going all out with it.
Yeah, so I think I ended the game at like level 85 5 or something like that.
Wow.
Wow.
Nice. I'm actually super excited. I know you were talking about the third semester, and that had me like that. Actually, you were talking about how great the third semester was, and immediately afterwards, the next time I was in Mementos, I didn't start from the beginning.
Nice.
I was like,
Good job.
I
So you
was
can speed it up.
I was like taking too much fucking time. I gotta speed this up. I gotta get to the third semester.
Yeah.
Nice.
But
Because when you
the
start at that
Reaper,
point,
the Reaper's still on my ass almost every other time I'm in Mementos. I might be just rolling around too slow or taking too much time, but he's on me like white on rice,
Mhm.
and I'm like, nope, 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 I'm not ready for you. And I
did
just
you
you see
did
me
you
run away into my platform and then hop on and go to the floor above me.
Mhm.
did you do you is the exploit for it still in Royale when you fight him or when you go to Mementos during
No,
pollen season or what or flu season? I forget.
they got rid of that.
Yeah, I was gonna say because that was like the big exploit in the first one.
Yeah, I exploited the crap out of the
Mhm.
Reaper. I went in pollen season. I'm like, ha 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 ha. He died in 5 turns. I got the achievement.
Yep. So what is it? It's immediate. It's like 5 turns because I didn't do it.
So he
Like,
gets despair, which
Mhm.
despair makes it so that 5 turns after, like they die. Like
Oh
after 5
wow.
turns, they automatically die. So he automatically starts the match with despair, and he won't even attack you on his turn. Like he'll just be hanging there, like oh he's
Yeah.
in despair, and then you don't really need it. You could just guard for 5 straight turns, and boom, he's dead.
That's what. Yeah, I don't think I even ran into him once at my whole first
No,
playthrough of Persona 5.
the first time around, man, I did the exact same thing I'm doing here. Like I was powering level,
Mhm.
barely ran into him. I feel like now, like you try to hang out in Mementos too long, Reaper just turning the corner. Like, and when I see him, it's like so random. Like he's not even popping up in my map, and then I don't know. I'm like, oh, I'm about to take this right. The Reaper, like,
Yeah. I never hit him in Persona original. I never ran into him in Royal.
Wow.
look at that. I'm doing something wrong because I'm bumping into the Reaper every other day.
That's probably just you're taking your time. But it gives you the warning because you start hearing the chains, like the audio cue.
Maybe I'm missing the chains. Sometimes I'm at a party talking to people also, so that
Yeah.
might be I'm missing the cues.
I
Do
like
you ha- do
vaguely
you
remember that, but
do you have the ability that if you're a higher level than the enemies in Mementos, you can just like run into them and it'll just like automatically give you experience and money?
Yeah, so that's what I do when I start from the beginning. I just hold the R2 and I'm just running through enemies, the shadows, and I'm like,
Yeah.
cool, you.
I love doing that.
can't
I've
get my
actually
all that.
I've
Oh,
gotten my experience in Mementos up to so now I get 140% experience in Mementos, and I get like 11 items every single time I go over one of the item things. So it's
wild.
like I'm at this current time, I just spent a good chunk of my money on like new equipment for all the characters, and I'm still at 1,000,000 yen.
wow.
I mean, I
Yeah.
don't like. I don't even think that's like even worth it. Like, if I were you, if you really want the experience, I would just go for like put it all into the experience because
Nah.
I ended up getting like so much money just from those like I probably still put some into money as well because when you run
Nah.
into people, the lower leveled ones, you're still gonna get more money.
Mhm.
But I don't know, like I feel like a lot of like the armor and stuff too. Like you get like the best armor by doing like the laundry and stuff like that, so you never really need to like buy armor.
Mhm. Or if you have the confidence, the strength confidence maxed out, you can
I
purchase
never
those
do
good
the laundry
personas.
though.
Mhm.
Because I skipped doing laundry to focus on confidence. Like
Mhm.
so, all my spare time that is not palace.
That's why you gotta get Kawakami maxed out so you can have her do the laundry.
Oh, that's true. I forgot that you could call her and do so she could do laundry. So I
Yep.
called her to
I
do
forgot all about laundry in this game. What the
the
Yeah.
hell are you guys even
the master
talking about?
coffee. So she makes my master coffee,
Mhm.
which gives me back 100 SP. So she'll,
Right.
every night I call her so she could do that. And
Mhm.
if not that, then whenever there's some leftover curry ingredients, I'll have her do the curry. So I call her for that, but I forgot I could call her for the
Laundry.
Yeah.
laundry because I just sell. I sell all the the armor, like the dirt armor at the secondhand store,
Mhm.
Mhm.
make money like that also because I'm also customizing all the weapons. Like I'm trying to, like all my guns, I'll customize them with the strongest receiver, so
Mhm.
that it's doing more damage instead of anything special.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'd max out the strength confidant there if you have a bunch of money, because what you can do is when you max out the strength confidant, you can pay to summon personas that are a higher level than you, and certain personas, when you do that ability, you get whatever to break them down or explode them into weapons. That's how you get the legendary weapons for each character.
Mhm.
I know. I got for a while. I spent like half of the game for a while with the weapon for Joker that I get from itemizing arson.
Yeah. Which one's that? Is that a gun or a knife?
It's a knife.
Okay.
So I itemized arson and I got that. So for a while, like that was his
That
best
was it.
best melee weapon for Joker.
That's
So
awesome. I didn't know
I
that.
was
I
pretty
hardly played
impressed.
around with that.
So I
Mhm.
instantly, I was like, it was like, oh, itemize a persona. I'm like, let's try Arsene. Fuck it,
Mhm.
let's see
Yeah.
what we get for him. And I was like,
Mhm.
shit, like I would equip that one right away. And I think I did the first 3-4 palaces like that.
Yeah. That's tight.
Yeah,
No,
I can't wait till you get to the extra content at the end. It's a
I know.
solid probably like 15, 20 hours of like extra
Wow.
story added to it.
That-
That's
And
awesome.
it adds such a cool twist. I was not expecting it to go there. I
Mhm,
mean, I knew it had to have something to do with like the new characters, obviously, but
of course. So yeah,
That's
it's
cool.
because my thought process is definitely gonna have something to do with the counselor.
mhm.
Uh, I know you don't spoil anything from me, but I know I feel as though the third semester is gonna be heavy on him because of the interactions with him.
Mhm.
Because his interactions are kind of weird. If I feel like if anybody was gonna have a palace in the third semester that I was gonna have to infiltrate, it would be the counselor.
Mhm.
So that's where I'm sitting at. Can't wait to see it. Um, so I'm actually been diving in. I feel like I've been juggling. Like whenever I'm not on Warzone, I am on Persona, and sometimes like I know up until you beat it, I jump on and I'm like, oh, Tyler must be getting off because it'd be like 10:30 at night, and now it'd say Tyler was playing Persona, and I'm like, oh, he's getting off soon. I'm like, I'm gonna put in my hours from now until like 2 in the morning playing Persona.
There you go.
Good shifts.
Yeah.
Putting it in.
And
Get the first and second shift.
I was able to max out all of the confidants.
Oh, nice. I
Wow.
actually messed up.
You get the platinum?
No, I think there's like 2 trophies that I need. One of them is like defeat the Reaper. Another one is like fully change mementos, which I think is just like maxing out
Getting-
like experience
getting
items
all the
money.
stamps.
Yeah.
Yep. Stamps and doing that. The Reaper, you could practically, I think, could wash the Reaper right now because the Reaper is a recommended level 60
Mhm.
that you need at least to be able to fight them. And if you're
That's
85, you could have washed them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, and also within the new content, there's a whole new bad ending as well, which was really interesting.
That's nuts. So it's a whole like
Did you bump into the bad ending?
Yeah, I selected it the first time I got the option to.
Oh,
I
that's
just wanted to
awesome.
see it.
Was it
Okay.
satisfying? Satisfyingly bad?
Yeah, it's pretty satisfying.
That's good. I see. For me, I hate it because I want to be more into it, but like if I'm like, oh, I want to get all the endings, but I sit there and I cringe and I'm like, oh, I don't want to end this way. Oh, I'm so invested in these characters.
hmm
But it was like the bad ending for Persona 4 is just funny because you just like, I mean, you like ride out on a train and that's it,
hmm
and it's
Yeah.
just like okay,
Yeah, he like looks up at the screen and smirks at you, and it's all creepy.
yeah,
Like.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, did you beat 4 or did you see the cutscenes?
Oh no, I'm thinking of the bad ending of the original bad ending in Persona 5.
Oh yeah, no. This is for 4. It was just like you ride a train out of town and you like look out the window and you're like, oh, whatever. Like you kind of just give up on because the whole like thing for Persona 4 is just leaving and or you're trying to find some like serial killer and then you just like or like I give up halfway through and then you leave town. You're
That
like,
is a
sorry, I'm
bad
leaving
ending,
semester.
alright.
And then the guy like sits outside the train and like when you go by it, he's like it's crossroads and he's just sitting there. He's like he smiles and then that's it. It's like
Yeah.
oh, okay.
We've got Marival BQ in the chat saying Persona's a dangerous game. It nearly got me into liking jazz. Fecking jazz.
Ooh, nearly. You should like jazz. Jazz is tight, man.
No, totally. Persona definitely got me into like wanting to hear more of that type of music.
Mm-hmm.
It was great. I was thinking about how you were playing it at your wedding a couple
Oh
of
yeah, I did have Last Surprise at my wedding.
that was a good rendition of it too. It wasn't straight from like the game. It was like the I think it was the Insane in the Rain remix. It was the
Um,
like the
no, I think I know that we shared that, but I think it was the soundtrack version.
yeah. It was good either way.
Mhm.
I was
Yeah, I
thinking
remember we were taking photos at the time, and it started playing. And I was like, "Oh, I want to go dance."
yeah, you got P5 Dancing All Stars. Have you touched that lately, Tyler? The dancing
No,
game?
I only played the demo.
Yeah, oh that's true.
I played all the songs in the part 5 one. I haven't started
Yeah.
4 3.
Yeah.
But that was amazing, honestly. Just to hear the songs, I don't
Mhm.
care. Like I spent hours because of how good the music was.
Yeah, just in it. That's how I feel about rolling around. How have you been liking FF7, Wiley? You said you're pretty far in that now.
Been waiting.
Yeah.
I've been pretty much loving it.
Mhm.
I last week, I guess I was a few chapters in. Now I'm at chapter 15. I want to say
Mhm.
that the game has somewhere in the high teens, so I'm nearing the end. Um, chapters 8 and 9 are you and I'm not gonna spoil any story stuff.
Okay. I
But
mean,
I
I've
will
played the games. I've played the original, so I kind of know exactly what's going to happen, like except for the twist that they
the
put
main
into
s-
7. So, but I don't want
yeah,
to spoil it
but
for
like
those two either.
I think the game does a fun job of switching up your core party.
Mhm.
There's times in the game where you're only Cloud, or you start off with only you and Barrett, and then
Mhm.
there's a pretty long section where it's only you and Aerith.
Yep.
And grew to really love her character.
She's a sweetie.
She is, and I think that a lot of the characters give very endearing performances. Barrett included, who at first I thought was a little bit too on the nose in his
Mhm.
delivery and his "Can't you hear the planet crying out in pain?"
Oh yeah.
and
That's
everything like that was
I
a
like that
little.
a lot because that's how he was in the original, except with his dialogue box, since he wasn't voiced, it was always like, "You son of a bitch!" Like, but like for the swears, like old school, like it would do like the number, the @ symbol, like all the pretty much just
Oh,
the
really?
shift key numbers on your keyboard. It'd be in like when you're riding the train to go back to the Sector 7 to Tifa's bar the first time. He's
Hmm.
like, "It's because of that fucking pizza," but it's like the gibberish for it. It's
Oh, really?
yeah,
There's no fuck in this game, but they do say shit and
they do say
asshole
shit.
and
Hmm.
damn and stuff like that quite a bit. It's a hard PG-13.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Um, but as I play more, it gets more and more challenging. The combat gets more and more dynamic.
Whoa.
You get all these materials that you can equip, and you
Hmm.
can pretty much make any character be any sort of build depending on the fight that you need. You don't have
Hmm.
to swap them around every fight or anything, but if you run into a difficult fight where, say, he doesn't really take much melee damage at all, you can
Right.
change Barrett into somebody that's getting low TPS with his gun in the background, but also doing thunder spells frequently, and uh, all the weapons like are good. At any point in the game, depending on the situation. Like you don't level out of a weapon like you do in many other JRPGs. They are relevant even. Now I'm nearing the end game. The Buster Sword is still a totally relevant choice, even though it's the
Yep.
one you start with.
And it's nice too because you can re-slot your weapon upgrades too.
You can, and what's nice is that whenever you do change your weapon, it'll automatically say, "Do you want to reslot your materia from what you have currently equipped?"
That's so
So
nice.
it'll just change your base stats, and you don't have to do so much micromanaging.
Mhm.
So the combat is just more than maybe any other JRPG I've played. It's fun, and it does not wear down the player with its repetitiveness. In fact, you are more often wanting to seek it out than avoid it, um, because you want to get that chance to grind a little bit and to get that edge, get those SP points.
Yep.
And it looks so good. Like the section I was playing last night um, was just had incredible skyboxes. You're ascending something. The view is just like spectacular.
Oh, so you're at that part. I was really curious to see what they would do for that.
Oh, it's so
So you get
cool.
to see like how big everything is.
It is, yeah,
Oh.
and like I think the game actually, in a nice homage to the original, does have some pre-rendered stuff in it. Like it had like
Yeah.
some of the backgrounds are pre-rendered, just like the
Hmm.
original, and I think they do it in a way that is like tasteful, but also really like it's impressive, blending it with the real-time environments that are in your immediate surroundings, and
Hmm.
you know, any complaint I have about the game is relatively minor. Like sometimes I think the game maybe is a little bit too focused on enemies' weaknesses. Like if you just you'll go into an encounter with an enemy you haven't seen before, you do the ability called assess,
Hmm.
which you do pretty much on any new enemy, and it'll tell you its weakness. It'll tell you maybe some little exploit to look out for. And if you don't have any ice materia equipped, and you're at a severe disadvantage to if you did. So luckily, the game has a retry from last battle, and I've only probably done this half a dozen times in my 37-ish hours now. But you can just reslot the materia, and that's a very minor gripe. Another thing I will say is the map is not particularly good.
No.
It's a little bit hard to highlight objectives, and I know that Jeff, like I'm bringing up the map a lot, and the game has no open world areas whatsoever. Like everything is sort of condensed, and I think it's like
It's hard to figure out where to go. Like the way that they did the mini map at first was like the Skyrim mini map, and I swear it took me like 45 minutes to figure out how to switch it to get just like the mini map on the top right. So I was
yeah,
like, that's a lot
just
easier.
hitting L2, you can
Hmm.
switch between the Skyrim type and then the more like the bigger type, which I typically keep on.
Hmm.
Um, so some of that side quest stuff can get a little awkward.
Yeah, for sure.
Um,
Especially like when you don't know where it's going to be, or that's because I usually am confused when I get into an area. Like, oh, can I do a side quest here? Because they do a pretty good job at letting you know that there's some available. Because it'll just be like the green exclamation point on the map. But
mhm.
there's always certain times of the game like kind of makes me second guess where I think I've done all the side quests because they only give you like 8 at a time usually if it's a side quest area, and that's like between maybe 4 or 5 chapters a piece. And you get to that point, you do all the side quests, which aren't that many, and then you go to try to progress, and a character, whoever you with, stops you and is like, "Hey, are you sure? Do you want to like go do this?" And then you have
Yeah,
the option to, and I'm like, "Okay, no, 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 not yet. I'm gonna go turn around." And
do
I
the
check the
side
map, and I'm like,
quests,
I guess there's nothing to do.
which yeah, it is weird to have a game that has side quests sort of feel like main quests because
Hmm.
they'll say, "Hey, you didn't complete all the side quests. You sure you want to go to the next chapter?" Um, which that seems to me like a typical Japanese thing. Like I don't know, like
It's a very kind of like, hey,
Complete
but that for
everything.
me, yeah, for
yeah,
me that just kind of says I don't like it because it means you can't go back. It's you're progressing through the story. You're not going to be able to come back to this area later, which I don't like. I like in a game where you can go out, explore at your own pace. When something doesn't push you along too much. I mean, it's good to be pushed because I can sometimes take too long just running around an area trying to explore. But
hmm
I'd rather have it available later on, like to know I could come back to the area. But that's the only thing I'm kind of still iffy about. Like I'm loving my playthrough and everything. I
hmm
have the same gripes as you pretty much. But all the quality of life features are great. All the improvements with the materia and such. But the biggest thing to me so far is that there's no area to go and like grind. Like if I want to go do combat, I have to like it's very sparse. Maybe there's like a couple enemies on like the map if you've been in like a little side quest area before, but there's no like, okay, I can go here to like grind a little bit.
You're right at a point where you're able to do that if you really want to. Like,
Ooh.
have you been to the Coliseum yet?
I've heard some guys talking about it, so I was hoping
Okay.
that that'd be a thing. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I definitely feel you there. And I think that maybe one of the reasons that they decided to do that is that the side quests are very sort of character development
Yeah.
building.
Mm.
So early on in the game, Cloud is a merc who only cares about coin. He's essentially Geralt. Um,
Yeah, he's
and
like, I'll do it for the right price. Hey.
as the game progresses, he gets down with Avalanche and is much more of less of an asshole. Like earlier in the game, he was such a dick to this one old guy who's like, "Can you please, you know, take it to him, and he's like literally a few hundred feet over.
Oh yeah. The graveyard key thing. He's like, "Can you bring this back?" And you're like, "No." Yeah, that came out of nowhere. I was like, "That doesn't make any sense."
I know. I was like, that seemed a little bit on the nose for like Cloud being a money grubber. But like,
Yeah.
I mean, why does he want money so bad? Like, what is expensive tastes? Like, you
Yeah,
know.
I think it was just because it was part of the '90s. Like, oh, I'm the cool lone wolf. Like, I'm hard, but I'm really a soft good guy on the inside. Like, I'm all edgy and I have a big
Mm.
sword and spiky hair.
But I like him now, and I really like all the characters for the most part, especially the ones in the party. And if the second one gets announced anytime soon, it'll be probably my most anticipated game. Like it's
For sure.
super been really cool to play.
Hell yeah, I like that. I can agree.
Sweet.
Just want the second one.
We got a question in the Twitch chat about Ghost of Tsushima. Dark Sage is wondering. Let me go back up to it. He's saying he's interested in playing the new Ghost of Tsushima game mainly because the Mongols are the main antagonists, but with the gaming based around historical accuracy, how much quote unquote Mongol are we going to get? Studying them in real life, there's these cruel, ruthless, and sadistic people who murdered and killed anyone who fought them. So I'm a bit worried they will either be dumbed down or made just into generic villains in this game.
That's probably what'll happen, depending. I mean, what studio's producing this?
Sucker Punch. So
Sucker Punch.
yeah,
they'll probably be more cartoony.
I mean, Infamous got pretty gritty, but
yeah, but it'll definitely wean more. So I'm sure like they'll probably dumb it down for a broader audience to be like, these are the bad guys. They just kill everybody and they're ruthless, and you gotta stop them because you're the hero.
I don't know. I feel as though I'm leaning on the other end. I think that if this is the PS4 swan song, I think they're gonna go all in. Like, just like do what it is. This is what they are. They're brutal. This is what they did to you in your village or wherever your main characters run. When you became the ghost, you survived the attack or however it is, right? I could even go as far as implying the read between the lines, like, that they've been raping countless, people across the land and pillaging and destroying people. I think they're gonna go full on ruthlessness. If you're trying to go historical accuracy, with the game, with some fiction to it, yeah, you can't just dumb it down,
I think Sucker Punch wants this game to be their Last of Us moment, or their Spider-Man moment for Insomniac, like, and not just in like a violent and maturity level, but the 3 platformers on the PS2, Ratchet and Clank, Jak and Daxter, and Sly Cooper. We got Jak and Daxter, now they're doing The Last of Us. We got
classics.
Ratchet and Clank, and they just made Spider-Man, the best-selling Sony game, PlayStation game exclusive of all time. And now Sucker Punch, they're just right below it with the Infamous series. They're like, we're just as talented. Our games look just as good. And like Ghost of Tsushima, they've been working on it for 5 years now. And so I think that they will tell a
good
story. Yeah, a good story. And I think it's going to be incredible. There was a story that came out a couple weeks ago that the game's not going to have waypoints and stuff. So,
oh wow,
a little bit of Breath of the Wild inspired there.
That's pretty neat.
I did see that story too.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, like in a bad like dumbing down. I'm sure it's what they're gonna do is make it for not like appealing, I guess, or understandable, be a little more understandable for like a broader audience, like kind of shutting things out. But it would always be good, like what the Assassin's Creed series, and I don't want to reference that as any point of accuracy, is like their historical accuracy for certain things. Apple eating and all that. I also just put a bunch of Tums in my mouth. But speaking of historical accuracy, what's close to that is the news on this week's
Cross it for news.
I got a bunch of chalk in my mouth. So Wiley, do you want to start us off with this one? If we have it open?
Sure thing.
Cool.
So somebody we've referenced on the show many times before and is referenced on every gaming podcast.
Your boy.
The scoops master. Jason Schreier is leaving Kotaku and he's joining Bloomberg News. Not somebody you think about as, leading in the gaming reporting biz, sort of like Forbes, but they're been making a name for themselves the past few years. So, speaking to GameIndustry.biz, Schreier said that he'll be joining the technology reporting team at Bloomberg. He will have some flexibility in defining his role, he said, but the games industry will continue to be his focus. That includes the investigative stories on workplace practices and labor issues that made Schreier one of the most visible and influential figures in the games press. Schreier will also be starting a podcast with former Kotaku colleagues Kirk Hamilton and Maddie Myers under the Maximum Fun Media Network. In an interview published today, we spoke to Schreier about his decision to leave GO Media, Kotaku's parent company, which was established when the private equity firm Great Hill Partners acquired the Gizmodo Media Group in 2019. This was just a series of upheavals since Kotaku was part of Gawker Media, which collapsed in 2016. According to Schreier, there was a widespread lack of faith in GO's management, which culminated in a mass walkout of staff at Kotaku's sister site Deadspin later last year. It's been really tough working for a company that is run by management in whom trust has been completely eroded, he said. Our union announced a few months ago that we have taken a vote of no confidence in the CEO. 97% voted to have him removed. That is not the type of thing you see often. And I think it says a lot about how things have gone since Great Hill bought them. So it's a big shake and a move.
Yeah, it's definitely a huge loss for Kotaku. I mean, even though I was watching, I watched today. Kind of funny. Did their We Have Cool
Greg
Friends
Miller interview?
Yeah, with Jason
I
Schreier.
watched about 15 minutes of it.
And like Jason really went in depth about like the entire story behind everything. So it was interesting to hear everything directly from his perspective. Yeah, I can imagine that it's hard to work for a company where the majority of staff has such distrust in management. And
Yeah.
like one of his reasons for leaving, and I think people were asking him like, oh, like why didn't you just start why didn't you leave earlier, like why didn't you, like he said he thought like ever since the whole Deadspin stuff, like he kind of seemed like he knew like he was going to be leaving, he just wasn't sure when. And he was looking for work, and I guess he just recently had a daughter, so like one of the biggest things for him was like health insurance.
Yeah.
So like finding somewhere else where he could get health insurance from.
I bet he's getting like a triple pay increase too.
I hope so.
That Bloomberg has some money to throw around.
Yeah,
right. We all realized a few months ago when we got text messages to campaign for Mike or whatever. Like that worked out so well.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I guess like what's your opinion on having him write for a kind of more mainstream media as compared to just like a specific video game outlet?
I don't fault him for it. I think he probably would have been pretty adamant about his terms, and he can definitely demand them. He's the most recognizable name in games press, at least among those in the know. And he's got his own independent podcast, it seems like, with Triple Click. You're continuing to see more mainstream places like the Washington Post and the New York Times and NPR be writing actually decent video game pieces, and covering the news in a way that is, deserving of the art form that it is. So it's more just a wait and see approach. I like, I don't. It's not like I go to Bloomberg News on a daily basis or anything. The only time I've ever read their stuff is when I Googled it and they happen to be, in the first few results. So
yeah, right. I mean, like he's still got like all of his fans. He's got his followers on Twitter. So I mean, he'll be tweeting out his stories when he writes them, and people will still see it. But I think one of the things he touched upon in the interview with Greg Miller was that the majority of people aren't going to go to Bloomberg to consume their video game industry content.
Yeah,
but
because when I hear Bloomberg, I just think of like this is like I don't know, yawn. Nothing.
But for a mainstream media outlet like Bloomberg to have a highly recognizable talent like Jason Schreier, only adds to like the entire publication, the entire company.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, that's why it's kind of like the
Like
video
Reggie
game
coming into
equivalent
GameStop.
yeah, or the video game equivalent of like, getting Kevin Durant on the Warriors or something.
What's
I don't
that? Is this sports?
know. We were
Yeah,
talking about it earlier in the show.
that's sports, Anthony, man. Don't worry about it. I got you.
Okay, it's good. Perfect. It's because Durant sounds almost a little bit like my last name. Maybe I got a little bit of blood.
There's
Maybe I
still not
could
an episode of his
choose.
podcast up. That's what I've been checking on my phone. I thought it was supposed to come out like. Oh, I think it actually is today. So
Jason
maybe
Schreier?
Yeah, he has a new podcast called Triple Click.
Ooh, yeah, you've been talking about that. Have you known about that for a while?
Uh,
Then you talked about it
I
last
think maybe
week.
I mentioned it in the group chat a few days ago or something.
Mhm. That sounds pretty cool.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
All right.
And speaking of group chats, we have Xbox One X Cyberpunk 2077 bundle coming out. It's now it's launched for what predicted June 2020. Price not announced.
Yeah, I love that transition. That was great.
I guess everybody's looking as a group. It's a group activity. You get a controller a la carte at $75. There's also a controller charger and an external hard drive, 2077 edition. Period. Damn! Exclamation point. Are you excited?
I'm excited. Kenny, look at that console. This is so beautiful.
that
Yeah,
console-
It does look really cool.
I literally was like, I might just buy this console, even though I don't need another Xbox One. But
Do you have an X or an S?
I don't have. I have a S still. I got the
Okay.
Gears 4S.
Gotcha.
So,
Xbox S.
The
S.
controller's pretty sexy too. And
The controller does look
Yes.
really nice.
I almost
Mhm.
bought the controller, and I was like, "Let me stop. I don't need up to my 12th controller. Like I'm just looking over all my controllers." Tyler was here when he saw my shelf of control Xbox One.
Yeah.
are you serious?
Yeah, I
Oh
have
my god.
Wow.
You know how many I have?
how many? Yeah,
I've got one as well.
Yeah.
got one right here. This is
You gotta
one
give one to Tyler so he can play Fantasy Star with us.
you know.
Need a whole console for that.
Yeah, Kenny's got an extra one, right?
It's not on PC. It's MMO and it's not on PC.
No, it's not
It
on
comes
PC
out,
till
like,
next
next
month.
month.
End of next month.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Right.
Stupid.
Yeah, the amount of controllers I have is wild.
Did you guys see the external hard drive? I didn't include the pictures in the outline there.
I did see the external hard drive. It looks cool. I'm not too crazy about a special edition external hard drive, but that console and controller, I am all about it.
All
I know.
about it.
And the let's see, coming June 2020 is when you can actually buy it. It's not actually going to come out probably until September when the game drops.
Oh wow. Okay, so it's just up for pre-orders then.
Yeah, and
So-
then we get the Series X. Apparently, it's coming in November. So
Yeah,
Talk-
I know, right?
Talking about special consoles, right? I hope anybody that's in the chat is praying for me. Send me good luck. I'm trying to win that Trials of Mana
Oh yeah.
Nintendo Switch that I
yeah.
tagged.
That was
And
pretty
You
cool.
take. Is it still going
Right?
on? I still got to respond to it because it looks really cool. But it's also with that third-party company. It was a little
Yeah.
sketchy to me, so I just didn't.
Oh, I did because
That's
with Square Enix, you don't got to do anything except for repost the picture. So I was like, "Fuck it, I'll do
Hey,
it."
You might as well. You got to send your energy to Kenny, guys. We need the Nintendo Switch Spirit Bomb.
Yeah.
Everybody send at home. Send in your energy.
sending you
You
my
gotta-
mana.
I'm
Hey,
just gonna
listen,
pre-order it on Amazon.
all I'm gonna say is if
Hopefully it gets
I
here.
win that Nintendo Switch, that's a Nintendo. My Nintendo will be on the market, Tyler.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay,
Yeah.
man.
The Animal Crossing fad is past, so
Nobody
I don't
gets
need it
it
anymore.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure they'll become more readily available now. all the stuff.
Actually, Nintendo did say they're upping their production by 10% to meet the demand of
That's what
Nintendo.
they said with amiibos.
And they kind of did, Anthony. Like you go to GameStop and it's like
Oh no,
30
they
available.
carry through. They
Yeah.
carry through entirely. I put my foot in my mouth there, but let's see.
Oh
if
man,
there's
I
any
really
new ones.
now that GameStop's closed, if I could, I really want that triple Shovel Knight amiibo pack that they had.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so
order
sexy.
order it on Amazon.
Yeah, man, it's right here. I think
Oh,
actually.
really?
Oh wait, no, that's the Guardian. Oh, the Champion Amiibo set for Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild collection. For the 4 Amiibos, the 4 Champion Amiibos, which I have all separately on my shelf. Guess how much they're going for in the 4-pack?
$200.
Nope, lower.
Lower than 100.
85.
Very close.
86.
87.77.
Damn it!
Oh my god.
And
That was my next guess.
guess the Amiibo.
Right?
Let's do. We should do
I
that.
was gonna
That-
say
that-
87.
That could be a
87.
fun little show.
I like that. Guess the Amiibo. The
How
new
much
Inkling
is
Boy
this
Neon
Amiibo?
Green is going for $50.
Like how?
Oh,
That's disgusting.
I know.
Your girl
Man.
Dark Samus Wiley, $14.88, free shipping with Prime.
There you go.
On GameStop, they're out of stock on that triple pack of the treasure
every-
trove.
Everything's
one-
back in the warehouse. They're not selling nothing.
It's on sale on Amazon, Wiley. The treasure trove one with Plague Knight, Spectre Knight, and King Knight is $28.88, free delivery Prime, Wednesday, May 13th.
What? Okay.
It's that.
All right.
It's on Amazon. You should scoop that up now.
Oh jeez.
I should, because that's going to be going for 88 in a few months.
It will. No, it's seriously like that Shovel Knight. Whoever, our friend who won the Smash Bros contest, who has that gold Shovel Knight now, you better keep that
Mhm.
boxed up.
True.
What's that worth?
He opened it already.
No, they got that on here, Tyler, for $22.52.
Whoa, Daisy, Super Smash Brothers, $21.44 and free returns.
What?
And my Smash Bros waifu.
I love that 271 people reviewed the Shovel Knight.
Amiibo.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I don't know.
They were like it was decently packaged. Like
Yeah, a lot of them are complaining about the packaging.
Oh no.
There's the Japanese Mr. Game & Watch amiibo goes for it was $6.99 but $7.99 also shipping.
Oh my god!
So,
Actually,
about
reading the rev-
$15. Not bad.
Yeah, that is not too bad. That's like retail.
Yeah.
Oh wow, the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time original amiibo is $30. That's a lot.
Man.
All right, you guys want to go to the next story?
Nah, I want to look at the Loot Goblin for $27.49. But
Let's
yes,
talk
we
about
probably should.
Mario Maker 2.
Yes.
Mario Maker
Come on,
2
Ty-
gets their final
Tyler,
update.
You take this one away. We're doing the crazy episode where we all talk about.
We're all reading
Yeah,
the
I'll do
story.
it.
You get a story. You get a story.
You get a story. You get a story.
So yeah, I think yesterday it was announced, or was it earlier today? I think it was yesterday. Yesterday Nintendo announced that Mario Maker 2 is receiving its final update. No more content coming after this. It's coming tomorrow, April 22nd. Nintendo has announced what it describes as the final update for Super Mario Maker 2, and it comes with a huge new feature, a World Maker mode that lets you design a map and string multiple courses together, Super Mario World style. Each world
That's
can contain
nice.
up to 5 levels, and 8 of the worlds themselves can be combined, meaning you can create your own 40-level Mario game.
I want to play Robbie World. Super Robbie World. I'd be fucking down with that. I'd make
Yeah.
t-shirts.
The update also includes the addition of several new enemies and power-ups, including the frog suit from Super Mario Bros. 3, the power balloon from Super Mario World, and a mushroom that turns characters into their Super Mario Bros. 2 sprites and lets them throw items around.
Boop.
That was actually pretty cool when they were talking about the Super Mario Bros. 2 mushroom, because using that ability, you could literally like stand on enemies' heads and then pick them up like you could in Super Mario Bros. 2.
That's awesome.
Which I played on the Game Boy Advance, because I think that was actually
Yes.
a launch title on the Game Boy Advance.
Mhm.
Was a Super Mario Advance.
Two.
That's what it was called.
Or no,
And
that
then
you're right.
It was just called Super Mario Advance, maybe, and then it was literally just like a remaster of the NES game.
Yep.
So that was the first 2D Mario that I had ever played, and I was used to picking up vegetables and throwing them at people and having Peach float across the screen.
It's a one-time thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you could play with what? Toad? Toad was playable in that one? Like Peach
Yep,
and Toad?
Toad was the
And-
worst character. He just couldn't jump high, and
Sucked at everything he did.
yeah, he could pull up the vegetables quickest. So maybe
That
he
was
was
his-
for the really good players.
Wow. That was his
Yeah.
perk. He could pull up the vegetables quicker. That was it.
I think
Sucks.
so. And Luigi had the really long jump, and
Yep.
Mario was just balanced, and Peach was just OP with her not
Hover.
falling ability.
She could just skip half the level.
Yeah. Oh, not that much, but but this is
That's
everything I
rad.
wanted from Mario Maker 2. I've said several times on the show that the lack of being able to create a full-fledged game is something
Mhm.
that is really holding it back from being the masterpiece that it could be. And I played some Mario Maker 2 this week, and it's still really fun. It's still, I think, it, you know, I don't know about what the general reaction is. I watch a lot of Giant Bomb content, and they just weren't as into it as they were as the original. And
Mhm.
I don't know if that's really fair or not, because I think that it's pretty excellent for what I've played.
I think they
Yeah.
should have just saved it and released it on the Switch for the first time, because I think by the second time it came out, like Mario Maker 2 was just like, oh, we saw this on the the Wii U, and it's great because we all love our Wii U ports to the Switch because Switch is better. But to cut out like a decent chunk of content from the first one and not bring it back for the second one, and I
Are
don't
we
know.
talking about the amiibos again?
I'm always talking about the amiibos, of course. Why'd you guys take out the amiibos? They didn't do anything to you.
Yeah, I think from some articles I was reading, one of the big issues with Mario Maker 2 compared to Mario Maker 1, because it seemed like Mario Maker 1 had a longer lifespan than Mario Maker 2 has had, was just because on the Wii U, like Mario Maker was the game that people were
Yeah.
playing on Wii U. There weren't many other games coming out that caught people's attention, whereas on the
Yeah.
Switch there's been game after game after game that has been coming out, and on top of Mario Maker 2, so other people are thinking about other games rather than just on the Wii U. People,
Yeah.
Mario Maker was like the game.
Yeah, you play that, or you played Mario Kart 8, or Tropical Freeze was great at the time, or Breath of the Wild if you didn't have a Switch. That's what I played through first. But an interesting little story here I just found too is that Anime Expo 2020, North America's massive anime convention, canceled because of COVID.
When's
Mm.
that? When
it's
was
in
that scheduled
LA.
for?
I saw
It was
that on Crunchyroll.
Let's see. It was Anime Expos with heavy hearts that we announced the cancellation of AX 2020. Our utmost concerns for the health and safety of our community. This was one of the most difficult decisions we had to do. I'm not sure when it was supposed to. Oh, blah, 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 July. Yep. As we return, we are committed to bringing you the best of the best next year as we return to Los Angeles for. Looks like it was going to be in July. At least this next year's date is July 2nd through the 5th of 2021. This year's was scheduled for July 2nd to the 5th as well. But I mean, yeah, that's understandable. I mean, but you can't. No cons are going on now. Nothing's happening. You don't want to be.
The only thing that's not canceled yet is PAX West.
Really?
So September.
Wow.
Waiting for the final shoe to drop, but
yeah. Have you even heard talks about the Big E getting canceled around here?
Oh, I would be not surprised.
Yeah,
especially with I
don't
know if you saw today, but they're saying that Massachusetts is like a new hotspot.
Really? Oh man, so not even longer.
Yeah.
Schools are closed for the year as of today.
Yep. Oh wow, they didn't announce that already?
Indefinitely. Like it's virtual learning for the rest of their lives.
I was gonna say for real.
You laugh now, but
no. Give me that microchip. I want to put in my head.
Mm-hmm.
I just want. I think this is just gonna push me to get the VR goggles so I can finally watch my VR.
Some Google Glass.
Google Glass. Just get a Scouter. Like, oh, I need to see
VR. I would love a Scouter. You and your weak Herfs don't mean nothing to me.
Yeah, you know, Kenny, you
power level's only 300.
You kicked my ass, man. We gotta have a rematch.
Have you guys been eating your Wendy's?
I haven't had Wendy's in too long, man.
It's been a while for me too.
I'm gonna go get that today.
I had Wendy's last week. I can't lie.
You didn't tell me.
I
thought we were supposed to tell you. I thought we were supposed to keep each other updated when we had Wendy's.
Man,
you tell me, I tell you.
It was like back to back. I had Wendy's and then 2 straight days of Burger King.
Dang.
Does Burger King make your hands smell weird? Burger King makes my hands smell weird after I.
Like the flame broil, right? And I'd be like.
It's like a weird chemical smell. As long as I've lived, I've always eaten whenever I've had Burger King, it just leaves this weird smell on your hands. But it's so good. It's so good.
I do the Hannibal Lecter like Clarice.
You forgot my honey mustard.
Oh man, I can
man.
really go for a double Whopper with bacon right now.
So the craziness is right. Burger King, if you download their app, it's free delivery, and they have a $13 meal, which is 3 Whoppers, 3 French fries, and 3 cheeseburgers for $13.
Excuse me.
Dang.
What?
That's if you download the
Wow, when I see
application.
that ad, I've seen that ad on my Facebook, and I always assumed it was you choose these 3 burgers or these 3 burgers. You telling me
No,
it's 6 burgers?
it's both
Six?
things. It's the 3 cheeseburgers, 3 Whoppers, 3 fries.
I
They're
know what I'm having for
$12.99.
Okay.
Looks like I
okay,
know what I'm doing
that's-
right there for the
Dang.
podcast.
How are they making a profit on that?
They are just getting these patties out the door. Why?
Yep.
Huck it, chuck it, football.
They've got excess patties. They're giving them away.
And by all means, technically, they are making a profit because they are already somewhat making their normal deal is 2 Whoppers for $6, right?
Mm.
The extra Whopper, let's say that's $3. That's at $9. The cheeseburgers, they're not Whopper meat, right? And
Yeah.
they're not even Kraft singles. They're price right singles cheeses, right? Slapped on top of it. So we're
Slap on
talking
top of some dog food.
three cheeseburgers that most likely cost them $2 to put out, right? So where are we at? $11, and the fries are not McDonald's fries. So
And
those
then
fries,
you gotta pay
give 'em a-
somebody to take it to you, and pay somebody to cook it, and pay somebody to rent the space.
no. Grubhub deals with the delivery,
Grubhub does?
and because they are now not even they're just placing it on my front step,
Mhm.
right? Because of Corona, I give them $1 tip. So by all means, it's $14.
Oh wow, that's so generous.
$15.
Oh, there you go.
I'd rather
Eating
just go
on
for the
a-
drive.
Eating on a budget, nah, because then that defeats the purpose of me being lazy and playing Persona and getting Burger King.
Oh, that's true. Well, I mean,
A Rogue Pineapple says on the McDonald's app they have a $10 meal for 2 cheeseburgers, 2 10-piece nuggets, and 2 medium fries.
what?
That's nothing. That's nothing. What is that?
$10 for all that? That seemed pretty
What
good to
so.
me.
you make it
Yeah.
you make it sound like a lot because McDonald's prices are ridiculous.
Very ridiculously low.
I am boycotting McDonald's all the time.
Well, 10-piece nuggets, like
10-piece nugget is good, I will say.
$7.59 for a 10-piece nugget.
yeah, you get
Really?
2 10-piece nuggets for $10, and 2
wait,
cheeseburgers and 2
two?
medium fries.
Whoa, oh, so you get 20
I
nuggets
think-
for $10 then?
20
They
nuggets
make it-
and 2
they make it-
cheeseburgers.
They make it sound nice, but it's their leftover nuggets from the bag that they feed you.
The kids that come in return.
They have those put to the side. It's like the mutated nuggets, so they come out this small, and they're like, "Well, that is a nugget. It's not. It's by itself, and it has,
well, that's a nugget.
you know."
Come on, you can't deny that McDonald's nuggets are way better than Burger King's nuggets.
Well, yeah, Burger King nuggets are dear and
Yeah, they're not good. Burger King's
like
nuggets are
whoever.
That's why
is
they're
going to Burger-
selling 10 of them for $1.
Exactly.
$1.49.
No,
You did
$1
not
now.
hear me.
Oh
You didn't
really?
hear-
Yeah, 10 for $1 at Burger King.
Wow,
You didn't
that's
hear me
fucked.
state that in my meal I had nuggets, because if you're eating Burger King nuggets, you have issues, my friend. I am questioning your choices in life. You know, you don't care about your health. You get me? First, you didn't care about your health because of fast food, but now you took it a step further and decided you wanted nuggets from Burger King. I'd rather take school lunch nuggets than Burger King nuggets.
Yeah.
School lunch nuggets are awful. I hated those. I did like the chicken patties though.
You know
Yes,
what?
spicy
Spicy
patties are
chicken
good.
patties.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, the spicy chicken
Yep.
patty. The
Put the
top
mayo
two
and
lunch,
ketchup on there.
the top 2 lunch items: spicy chicken patties
Mhm.
and the filet fish from school.
Mm.
The filet fish with the cheese inside the fillet. Oh my god!
I don't know if I ever got that.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't know if I had the fillet of fish.
I went to New York for a couple years, and they did the cheese inside the filet of fish,
That sounds really
Right.
good.
and that was crack.
You guys see that meme that's been going around this week?
sounds
That's
awesome.
like high school really had us eating cheeseburgers and milk at 11:15.
Yeah, I saw
a.m.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
It
my
was
god!
good, man.
Talking about things on social media, I would like to see with you guys. Was it a big thing on your social media? This whole the new pyramid scheme that just popped up with
What was it?
It was so you guys didn't have it. So
No.
Yeah.
I have like 1,000 people on my Facebook, and it was everywhere. It was like wildfire, right?
Mhm.
Ponzi schemes galore, right? It was like, oh, $100 buy-in, and you flipped 100 for 800, and I'm like,
Doing what?
it's a loom circle, right? A loom circle. So like literally, like you need people to buy in, and as people cash out, you move up. But you literally, when you make them do the math, like almost like 80 to 100 people need to buy in
Yeah.
before you cash out $800. Like it's
Oh, yeah.
insane.
But what's the money
And I'm
going
like,
to? Is it just
to the person in the middle of the circle? Like it's like I wish I had the graph here so I could just share the screen for you guys. How ridiculous it looks. It was like a circle. It consisted of almost like 16 names, right? But the people paying the $100 were the outermost circle, which were 8 people in the outermost circle. And then from there, as you paid in and that person cashed out, you moved up a tier, and then you had to get another 8 people to buy in. Like I was like, wow. Like,
That's-
of course, after the stimulus checks hit, we have a Ponzi
of course, yeah.
hit social media right away.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And
stupid.
the
Oh my
amount
god.
of people I saw on social media doing this, I was like, you could have just given me $100. I
Mhm.
would have bought a bunch of games that are on sale on the PlayStation and on the Xbox that I don't already own, and I would have been a happy camper. You would have been waiting around for $700 more, and that you wouldn't have
Mhm.
and I'll be happy.
Yeah. That's a little definition of a pyramid scheme is
That
just
must
the
be
outer ring.
The literal definition. And I made sure, like, before anybody tried to send me a message saying, "Hey, you want to try this, man? I've cashed out twice already."
Yeah, okay, dude. Cashed out twice. Where's the money?
I don't know if you guys saw, like, maybe that's why it made no sense. You guys, I had shared like the thing that showed a Ponzi scheme,
Mhm.
like a pyramid. I shared it on Facebook, and I'm like, I made the message clear. Don't ask me because I shared this. I know what the fuck is and a pyramid scheme when I see it.
Yeah.
This is it. So every single time I saw one person so desperate, like, I want my $100 back, let's get it. And I'm like, I would laugh, react on their post, so I can only imagine how many are pissed off because every single time someone was like, let's go, let's flip $100 to 800, guys. I'd be like,
No. You just lost. Why would you, guys? I just lost $100. If you lose $100 too, then maybe we can get our money back.
Yeah.
I was like,
Makes perfect sense.
Holy crap! Like people
Oh my
really
God.
are dumb with their money.
Mhm. Well, everybody wants a get rich quick scheme that they don't have to do any work. Like, oh, if I do
Yeah.
this, more money.
Speaking of getting rich quick,
What's up?
you
Segue
guys
us.
see this new Cooking Mama story?
Oh yeah, Cooking Mama drama.
I don't even know
Make
what
it quick.
Mama drama is.
I'm ready for din-dins.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So
The-
Cooking Mama, it's a cooking game featuring a mama.
Mm.
And so this game just came out for Switch, but
Yeah.
so here's what happened. The developer of the game, let's see, Office Create, they put out a statement, and this is what it says. Planet Entertainment wants to explain the mystery surrounding the Nintendo Switch game Cooking Mama Cookstar. Office Create. Okay, so actually, Office Create is the publisher. That was my mistake. I think Planet Entertainment is the developer. The rights holder to Cooking Mama approved a detailed game design in 2019. First playable, the game developer and Planet followed the exact approved design. That design is the exact game on Nintendo Switch, which also includes many additional Office Create suggestions, which add gameplay value. Unfortunately, creative differences arose as Cooking Mama Cookstar was near completion that were outside the scope of our agreement and the game design approved by Office Create. By contract, Planet is fully within its right to publish Cooking Mama Cookstar. There is no active litigation or ruling that prevents Planet from publishing the game. Cooking Mama fans have been very enthusiastic about Cooking Mama Cookstar. Okay, I gotta backtrack a little bit. Planet Entertainment is the publisher, and Office Create is the developer. I'm sorry for mixing that up, but essentially, Office Create, they are saying that they are not happy with the fact that this game was put out. They say that it was not ready, that they were still working on it, and Planet Entertainment is like, we own the game, we can put it out if we want to, and it's fine. And I think what the current status of it is that it's not available, but they're trying to get it put back out. And it's
Mhm.
just very interesting to see this type of thing happen. Like you don't typically see a developer and a publisher that's at odds with each other.
Yeah, just not working out at all. There was a piece about this I saw a couple weeks ago that people thought Cooking Mama was actually mining for Bitcoin on their Nintendo Switches because it was running so poorly that the way that the game is optimized that whoever, I don't know if it was oversight, obviously this makes more sense now seeing that the developer and publisher were so much at odds with each other, but it just runs so bad that it clocks your system more than playing The Witcher 3 on your Switch.
Wow,
So that's how
that's
how
crazy.
bad it is optimized. So people were thinking that it's got to be doing something shady, like it's got to be like mining for Bitcoin or doing something weird to my system when it's just like it's not optimized.
That's
It's
crazy. Yeah, and it's
set up very bad.
got a terrible critical reception so far. I mean,
Oh
I'm
yeah.
sure it's got a 3 out of 10 from IGN. You don't see that much.
Mhm.
That's a pretty well regarded franchise. Like it's like
Yeah,
it's sort of like Overcooked, I guess.
yeah.
in
It's like
in
the
terms of
WarioWare of
its.
cooking games for like the DS and everything.
Yeah, so kind
Yeah.
of I feel bad for the developers that are trying to put out a good product and if the publisher's forcing them to before they're ready to.
Yeah.
And
Nobody
whatever.
wins.
No one cares.
Nobody. It's Cooking Mama. Nobody cares. Nobody's
It's
played
It's
it.
Cooking Mama.
It's
Nobody
Cooking Mama. I can cook
cares.
for my own
It's
mama.
fucking Cooking Mama.
Cooking Mama 2021. Everybody give shit edition.
It's fun.
What's next?
We got
Cooking
PS5.
Dada.
Cooking Dad.
Dada. Oh,
Cooking
what's
Diva.
that daddy game?
DateMyDad.com.
Simulator.
Octodad?
Not Octodad. It was called Dad.
The
The
daddy dating simulator or whatever.
Yeah, it was
Date My
supposed to be
Dad
actually
Dungeon.
pretty good.
It's like
Dream Daddy.
Dream Daddy.
Dream
yeah.
Daddy. Thank
Yep.
you. Yeah,
Oh,
I've
yeah.
heard good things about that one.
I heard it's supposed to be okay, but
Anyway, the last story is from Bloomberg, a place where Jason Schreier works. Sony doesn't think the PlayStation 5's late 2020 launch will be delayed by the coronavirus outbreak, but it will produce fewer units of its next-gen console compared to the PS4, according to Bloomberg. The company expects the new console's high specs to result in a higher price tag, which will diminish demand from early adopters. COVID-19 pandemic apparently forced Sony to change its PS5 promotion plans, but hasn't impacted its production capacity. It plans shipments of 5 to 6 million units through March 2021, compared to 7.5 million PS4 units in the 2 quarters following its November 2013 launch. So, like, once I saw those numbers, I was like, this isn't as big of a deal as they're making it seem. Like, they're going to have roughly 15 to 25% less than PS4s were available.
Mhm.
The PS4s were, like, easy to get. I
Mhm.
remember when the PS2 came out, it was wicked hard to get at first. I feel like the PS4 launched with like 250,000 out the gate or something like ridiculously low. I could be wrong about that, but
Yeah, it wasn't like Wii shortages because I know when the Wii came out, that was like people were looking for that crazy.
yeah, I mean, a lot of people are saying that they're thinking that it's going to be $549, $499, somewhere in that range. I think $549 would be weird. It seems like an odd number, but
Be
I can see it.
600.
You think it'll be 600?
Yeah.
I've seen some rumors coming out today that the Lockhart, which is the like slightly less powerful Series X, is going to be revealed kind of imminently. Maybe we talk about that next week.
Ooh.
Alright.
I like that. But yeah, that's
Speaking of next week.
Yeah, that's it. That's it for this week.
Speaking of next week, that's it for this week.
Yeah. So you just look forward to it. It's good. We're all going a little crazy, but I think we're keeping it together. I know for one, I'm gonna go get some Burger King now.
I'm
You guys
gonna
gonna
get
go?
some. Oh, you're gonna get Burger King. Elena's making some like garlic pasta thing. So
Oh, that sounds awesome. That actually
Nice.
sounds much better.
But that garlic pasta thing sounds.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Well,
All
thank you guys for joining us. Anything else you guys want to say before we, clip the proverbial button up the pants here?
Bye bye.
Oh,
Bye,
bye,
bye.
Kitty.
Okay. He's having so much fun.
A couple.
Look at that. Peter's gonna come after our podcast because of Wiley. Huh?
All right. This has been episode 51. Thanks you guys for watching, and we'll see y'all again next week.
Stay level.
Goodbye.
Bye.